side resting her head. My shoulder was the perfect height, we fit so right. So what's going on? Cause I've been undone. The long drive, the coastline, looking at a first light. Am I still?
So the first thing you're going to want to do is find a video that isn't just like straight lines. It's going to be like a mix of like a smoky rainbow effect, and I'll leave the link for this one down below. Then what you're going to do is you're going to want to go into Fonto and just choose an image, and the background color is going to be the color that you want the background of the text to be, so I'm just going to go with white here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to add your text. I'm using the text Wengie title just because it's easy. Then you're going to go to the style tool, go to style, turn the alpha all the way up for the shadow and the blur all the way down, and center it in the middle of your screen. I made a mistake here, but you're going to want to make it a lot smaller so that you can do a zoom effect later. The next step is to go into superimpose, and once you load your image here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to mask it by going to the mask tool and the magic wand tool, which I'm showing on the screen right now. Then you're going to click on all the gray regions of your text and make sure that it's gray, because this is the one that's going to make it mask the best. If you choose white, then your text isn't going to be able to work or show up. And yeah, so then you're going to go back to home, and then you're going to press the save tool, and then you're going to go into CapCut Pro, and this is where we're going to start making the video. So you're going to want to create a new movie, and it doesn't matter what background color, and you're just going to add these videos, the rainbow video that you screen recorded and the white text. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trimming it, and then once it's trimmed, I'm going to rotate it and make it the size of my screen. So as you can see here, that's all I'm doing using the scissors tool. I have a tutorial on CapCut if you guys need something, that's linked in the playlist and probably in the description if I remember. So as you see, I'm rotating it, and then I'm making it the size of the screen and kind of just making sure all the colors I want are on the screen. So like if there's a black or a brown, I'm trying to crop that out. Once you have that, what you're going to do with your text is you're going to click on it and you're going to work on editing it. So I made it first the size of my video, or how long I wanted it to be. Then I double clicked on it, went to the wand tool, and I added a custom transition. As you can see here, I added like a fade thing. You can do this as an introduction and then do the custom transition after, but I decided I didn't like it. So you can just go to the wand tool, and then you're going to click on custom transition at the top, as it will pop up on the screen right now. So as you can see, the first one is custom transition, and you're going to want to stretch that blue arrow to the size of your video. Once you have that, what you're going to do is just zoom in the picture by just using your two fingers and zooming it, and this will create the effect that you want. Now make sure you don't do it too much, or otherwise it's going to look a little messy. But as you can see, this is how you get the text tutorial, and all you have to do now is press the arrow and save it to your camera roll. I'm also just editing it here to make sure that it's the size, like the same size, so that I could just put it into a video, but this is how you do this.
So what's going on? Cause I've been undone. The long drive, the coastline, looking at.
The next thing I'm going to be showing you guys how to make is this rainbow text that Wengie uses. So the first thing you're going to want to do is again go into Fonto, and here what you want to do is you're going to add your text. So I just had this random block here, and then I realized, like, what am I doing? So what you're going to do is you're going to add your text, and I just typed in Wengie, and when I was done with that, I just went to the font button that pops up in the black menu, and I changed the font to, I originally went to Cherry, but I decided on Bada Boom BB since it's something she uses a lot in her videos. Then what I did is I went to style for the text, and I went to create color pattern, and I added the different colors, red, I think I did red, yellow, green, blue, and purple, just so that I would have the whole entire rainbow here. And as you can see, I kind of changed it around a bit just depending on like the colors. She uses more vibrant tones, so you could definitely choose the more vibrant colors on this spectrum here if you want to do that, but you don't have to. Or you can even go with like one color in different shades, like all blue but like different shades of blue. Then at the top you see there's this horizontal button, and you're going to click on the horizontal blur, and then you could just play around with the colors again. So I'm just putting yellow here because I think it looks better. And then you can, once you have your colors, you're going to press done. Then you're going to go back to style and go to stroke, and in stroke you're just going to change the width to like 2 or 3. Then you're going to save this to your camera roll. The next step is to go into superimpose and load this picture, and like the previous tutorial, we're just going to mask it, but we're masking the white away this time. As you can see, I'm just clicking on the white parts. Then you're going to go back to the home and save it to your camera roll as a PNG, of course. After that, you're going to go into CuteCut Pro and create your new movie, and what you're going to do here is you're actually going to just animate the text how she does it. So I added the photo in, and then I added a background image. You can also add a video, I wanted it to look nice, so I added the photo for my camera roll. And you're going to want to make sure the Wengie text in this little bar line here is below it. Then what I did is I made the clips a tiny bit longer, just so that it would just look better and work better when we animated it. And now it's time to actually animate it once you have it in the place on the screen. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the magic wand tool that we've been using, press the plus button, and you're going to add your intro. So this could be like a grow transition, a fade in transition, etc. Then you're going to keep adding custom transitions, and each time you do this, you're going to rotate the image by pulling on one of the blue circles in the corners of the thing, and you can add about 3 or 4. You can also shorten these arrows by dragging them to make the transition shorter if you want to add a lot. And then finally, for the last one, you're going to add your fade out transition. As you can see here, I tried to add another transition and then the fade out transition, but it didn't work, so I just added the fade out. And so the video ends up looking like this. So it just shows you that you can rotate the video super easy. You can also make it longer, and then you're going to save it to your camera roll.
My shoulder was the perfect height, we fit so right. So what's going on? Cause I've been undone. The long drive, the coastline, looking at a first light.
So in order to get the two-person effect, I'm going to be demonstrating this with a pen. So you're going to want to add your 2 videos into your CuteCut Pro video file. And so the most important thing is that with the camera, when you're filming in these 2 different spots, make sure that you do not actually end up like changing the angle of the camera or anything like that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go and click on the first video, and then you're going to go to the crop tool, and then you're going to size it so that there's no overlap. So as you can see here, I'm just making sure that the camera lens stays on the right side of the screen and that there is no overlap as to how the videos, like if like say your hand goes into the other screen, make sure that nothing will actually cross this one line in the middle. Once you have that, you're going to want to, if you have to, rearrange the video, like the height. So as you can see with my pen video on the right, I had to move it up a tiny bit so that it would match with the one on the left. So you're just going to want to make sure this works for your background and that the lighting is the same with this, which you could use during a tool, but as you can see, you're just moving this around ever so slightly so that you can match it up on your screen. So once you have this done, then you're just going to want to check to make sure nothing crosses that middle line, and then you have your effect. So I hope this helped and made a little bit of sense. So when you're all said and done with this process, you're just going to uncheck the clips and make sure that it all lines up, and this is what it ends up looking like. I think it looks pretty cool and that you could do a lot with this to get this effect that Wengie has in her videos. Now, the most important things to remember are making sure that nothing crosses this center line here, and making sure that the lighting is the same, and your video will pretty much work out. So then once you have that, just save it.